Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Cleveland, Ohio. And today I have another card for you. This is a card that I saw on Rachel Tessman's blog, and she called it a pinched card. I believe that's what she called it. Anyway, this is what it looked like. You can do this either in a vertical or a horizontal card. What I'm going to do today is a sympathy card, and I'm going to show you what we need to make this card. The embellishments that we're going to use, that's a weird place to start, isn't it? But the embellishments we're going to use are from the online exclusives, and it's called Strawberry Slush and Pretty and Pink Gems. That's not hard, is it? The paper we're going to use is an online exclusive, and it's called Brushed with Beauty. What I liked about this paper was it has a lot of flowers in it, but the flowers are a lot different. It's not all the same. Some of them are very plain. Some have many colors in them. And the back sides have patterns, or they're just plain, which I liked. So that you can put them with just about anything. You don't have to use what's on the reverse side. But here are the plain, kind of plain flowers. And then the green on the back. The yellow. Whoops. The yellow with this peach color on the back. Isn't that pretty? This one reminds me of my grandma. She loved roses. So, these are from the online exclusive, and again, this group of paper is called Brushed with Beauty. The stamp set that we're going to use is from the spring catalog. It's called Prayers and Promises. The reason I liked it is because there are sympathy sentiments, but there's also biblical verses here and words of comfort, sending you love. I'm here for you. Give it to God. You know, when you're a Christian, it's really nice to be able to find stamps that kind of speak your language. So that's called Prayers and Promises, and it just came back in stock. Let me show you what we're going to need to make this card. You're going to need a card base, and this card base is our typical card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when it's been folded. And I'm using Mossy Meadow. You're going to need a couple of circles, and the circles don't really, it doesn't matter what the circle's size is. Make it fit your sentiment. The white circle is a 2-inch circle, and this Mossy Meadow circle is 2 1/4. And it's gonna work just like that. You're gonna have 2 pieces of white paper. And this white paper is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And you're going to need 2 of them. They're the exact same size. Excuse me. This is a different size than we're used to because this is going to give us a narrow border around our card base. We have designer series paper, and there is a thin strip, and this thin strip is left over from cutting the designer paper for each card. So this will be used on one of these white pieces for the inside. It's a little bit longer because sometimes in my classes ladies like to cut them in half and you know, make a banner on this side and a banner on this side. So I just leave it a little bit longer and they can do what they do. Everybody likes to be creative and it's fun for me to watch. Then you'll have 3 pieces of designer series paper. You're going to have one that is wider than the rest. Oh boy, and that is 2.5 by 5 1/4. That's what this one is, 2.5 by 5 1/4. Then you're going to have 2 pieces of designer series paper that are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. These are going to be in the description below, so you don't have to worry about writing any of this down. We're going to use the other piece of white paper as our base to make our card. Excuse me. We're going to build on this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of designer paper and put adhesive on it. And we're going to take this and put it near the center. I mean, we want to center it, but don't lose sleep over not having it perfect, okay? Then you're going to take these 2 pieces and use them. When I was doing classes this week, I saw confusion for people on where to put the adhesive, so I wanted to make it as simple as possible. What I told them to do was to take their adhesive and put it down the middle of this white part. You're going to have a border on this, so you don't want to put the adhesive all the way on the edge. So putting it down the middle is going to hold the paper, and you're going to make sure that you have your adhesive or your glue in the right place. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your strips of paper one at a time, and we're going to turn them over. I like to turn my cardstock sideways, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it almost to the edge. You'll have about a 1/16 of an inch border. If you decide to, you can just get rid of that border and cover it up. It really doesn't matter. It's your preference. I'm going to do the same thing here. And keep in mind, what we're going to do is fold this back. An easy way to do this is to lift this up a little bit, and what I want to show you is you'll see that here is where the white is. We don't want any of that white to show. So what I did was I just put my finger on the paper where the white cardstock started. I didn't want to see it, so I'm putting my finger right here, and then I'm taking my finger and pushing against this, and I'm pushing against the top, but not necessarily this corner, you see? And I'm pushing it back, and what's happening is it's folding back to give me a nice fold almost to the middle. And I really am working here to try not to get the white. And then you can push down. You can use your finger, you can use your bone folder, whatever you want to do. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm lifting it up to see where is that white spot. So I'm going to put my finger right here, And again, I'm not going to go from the corner, but I'm going to go from a little farther down, and I'm going to push the paper away from the middle here. And I'm purposely not pushing it to fold it yet, so you get the idea of how I'm doing this. Okay? And you can make it go as far as you want. If you want it to reach out to the side here, you can. If you don't want it to go that far, that's okay too. As long as it looks like you folded it. It doesn't have to match. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to do the same thing on the top or the bottom, whichever one you've started with. Again, I'm going to push from here and push this so that it is folded over. And you'll feel it and see what I mean. By the time you get to this third one, it should be a whole lot easier. Again, I'm going to put my finger where the white starts there, and I'm going to push in, pushing in and pushing in. Okay. That's how you're going to do it, and it looks kind of like it's been pinched, like a pinched bow. And don't worry that it's not even, because we're going to be covering that up. So I'm going to take my Mossy Meadow ink and my white circle. I'm going to stamp the sentiment, "So sorry for your loss." That's going to go on this white circle here. And now at this time, what you want to do is decide, do you want to make a vertical card or make your card horizontal? I think I want to do horizontal. The reason I'm saying this is because the next thing we stamp is going to be our inside cardstock. And if this is going to be horizontal, this has to be horizontal as well. So I'm going to take the second sentiment, which is, "As you grieve, may your memories comfort you, your faith." Maybe I better stamp it so I don't have to read through it. Here we go. "As you grieve, may your memories comfort you, your faith strengthen you, and may hope heal your heart." So that's horizontal, just like the rest of my other one. So this is a quick and easy card. What I'm going to do now is just take my designer paper and I'm going to add it to the bottom or to the side, whichever I want to do. I think I want to add it to the side. Sometimes what I do too is I just add the adhesive to the cardstock and then look at my designer paper and see how I want to place it. And this I think I want to put all the way to the edge. Now I had people in class cut off this extra piece here, and then they used it on the front of their card, and I can't remember how she used it, but she used it, I think it was between here. She cut it so she could have a little piece up here and a little piece down here. You can use it for however you want to use it. Now we're going to take this, we're going to add adhesive to our white circle. And I find it's easier to line up my die cuts by holding it this way instead of having it flat. I took this and I turned it over and added 2 dimensionals to it. because this is going to straddle the paper that has been folded here. And you can see this is raised and this is raised. So I want this to be raised as well. It's going to straddle these. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the release papers and then add this to my card front. Okay. We'll take our card base. I'm going to put adhesive on my inside piece. Keep in mind too, if you have a good adhesive, you don't need to use a ton of adhesive. Okay. Now this we'll put on the front. And everybody has their way of adding adhesive. Again, this is going to have a small border. Okay. And the next thing I want to do is I just want to add some gems to it. I think it kind of adds a lot when you can do something like this. And a lot of times I like to put the gems on or near the sentiment to bring your eye over to where the sentiment is. You can design it however you like. Everybody has their own preferences. But you can see how easy that was and how quick it was to make this card. I hope you liked the card. I hope you give it a try. And thanks for watching.